So don't be caught up by the little words in do-nothing amendments that say the money for Medicare is going to go to Medicare. What we want to see is that the money from Medicare goes only to Medicare. It's a very important part.
Will the Senator yield that point?
I'm on my time limit here.
The Senator of Montana is recognized for a question.
I'll ask the Senator for one question. Tom, to, from, for, isn't the result the same? If we take a program, let's take home health care. We all love home health care. We're all for home health care. But if there's fraud, if the General Accountability Office says there's fraud in home health, there may be others too. Doesn't the Senator think it's a good idea we eliminate some of the fraud that might exist in a Medicare program? Does the Senator agree to that?
Absolutely.
Does the Senator also agree that when that happens, that means that program, say home health just for example, is spending fewer dollars, not on less care, but fewer dollars because it's not making fraudulent payments?
Yes.
Thank you. Does the Senator further agree that that would extend the life of the trust fund because that program, in this case, home health, would be spending fewer dollars, even though the quality of health care is not diminished? Doesn't it have the effect of extending the quality of health care? And doesn't that reductions for Medicare, for seniors, not taken away, but given it to seniors because it extends the life of the trust fund?
That's where the Senator runs into a dead end. If you take the money that would be from home health care and you put it into an entitlement that has nothing to do with home health care, nothing to do with Medicare, then you did not extend the life of Medicare.
That's my time. There's less spending, therefore, by definition, the solvency of the trust fund is extended, so there's more dollars for seniors in future years. That's the basic point here. That's not a dead end.
Well,
that's a big, wide avenue to help extend the solvency of that Medicare trust fund.
Reclaiming my time, I'm the accountant in the Senate, and if you take money from a program and you give it to something else, you have less money in that program. And if it's having problems, and we admit that Medicare does have problems in the long term, 7 or 8 years out there, it's going broke, and maybe we can extend it a year or two. But if we took that money, that fraud and abuse, and I'll say some more things about fraud and abuse here in just a minute, if we took that money from fraud and abuse and put it into the Medicare program to extend the life of the Medicare program, we could give some assurance to seniors that we're doing something for seniors. That's where a lot of the concern comes from in this country. Now, on fraud and abuse, if there's all this fraud and abuse out there, how come we haven't been getting that fraud and abuse in the past and putting it to some kind of good use? All of a sudden, we're saying there's all this fraud and abuse, and we're going to take this extra fraud and abuse, and we're going to put it in there. I took a look at some of the fraud and abuse, and I noticed that we've increased the amount of fraud and abuse that we're capturing, but we did that by changing a definition. We didn't capture more money. We just claimed more fraud and abuse. And that's one of the problems with having a government bureaucracy do things that they really have no value in doing. If a government agency finds money, it doesn't come back to their program, so they're not very excited about doing it. So we keep passing fraud and abuse things around here, and the fraud and abuse never gets found to any extent, and the money can't be used if it can't be found. As an accountant, what I've always suggested is we have a separate fund set up, and when we find this fraud and abuse, we put it in that fund, and we only be able to use the money from that fund in these areas where we say we're going to fund it with fraud and abuse money, because we have no incentive in government to go out and collect the money. And it's a huge problem that we have around here.